Mercedes have gone into detail about the massive overhaul they are currently making for next year's W15. The team revealed that every single component of next year's W15 will be very different to what they had on the W14. Toto Wolff says this is a risky strategy, but is the best possible one for the Silver Arrows to enter 2024 with a championship contender. So today, we're going to dive deep into the details Mercedes have revealed regarding the team's off-season plans and piece together what next year's Mercedes Challenger is going to look like. So don't go anywhere. Mercedes have finally gotten what they have been waiting for so long, end of the 2023 season. It seems like Mercedes were always focusing on next year's W15 throughout the course of the 2023 campaign and was waiting to bin the W14 when the time arrived. The W15 now within this crucial winter development period has started to receive its shape and form. And with a brand new design coming into play, both mechanically and aerodynamically, it's bound for some eyes to take a peep at Brackley. Despite all of this, an improvement is actually expected for Mercedes to the point where they actually have a legit change for competing for a championship in the upcoming campaign. But what does the team have to say about these prospects? Ever since the first race of this season, it's become more and more obvious that Mercedes is not going to stick with its unique zero-pod side pods design. This, according to a lot of fans, is a decision the Silver Arrows should have taken back in the 2022 winter break, which would have given the team a bit of a breathing room with the 2023 season. 2023 marks the first season where Mercedes has failed to stand on the top step of the podium with a season's entirety, which just shows how miserable the past campaign has been for Mercedes and how much the team has to improve for the upcoming campaign. The gap to the front runners has been always acknowledged by Lewis, George, and Toto. And when talking about the team's 2024 prospects, all three have shared the same idea, reflecting the gap to Red Bull as a mountain to climb. This is not surprising, considering that Mercedes has done this so often, playing the underdog role, only to obliterate their competition with mind-blowing innovations. Let's talk about that later in this video. First, let's dive into the massive overhaul the Silver Arrows are currently making for next year's W15. How big of an overhaul is it going to be? This time, it's going to be massive. The reason why I'm saying this is because Mercedes said the same sort of thing last season, but turned up with the W14. But for the W15, the team are definitely taking the alternate path, as Toto Wolff has revealed that every single component of the W15 will go through change, as he went on to say. We've won P2 today. We lost P1. So we're changing the concept. We're completely moving away from how we laid out the chassis, the weight distribution, the airflow. I mean, literally, there's almost every component that's been changed. Because only by doing that, I think we have a chance. We could get it wrong also. So between not gaining what we expect to catching up and making a big step and competing at the front, everything is possible. If you ask me today, there's always skepticism. But that's the mentality in the team, and that pushes us forward to never give up. First area where Mercedes will pour most of its focus on is the consistency of the car. Inconsistency with the W14 from circuit to circuit has been the Achilles heel for Mercedes this season. The roots of this problem can be pointed down towards the W14's aerodynamical platform, a concept engineered by Mike Elliott. But it would be unfair to do so, as the entire team back at Brackley will have to take responsibility for this misled creation. Anyway, the W14 has been acting strange from track to track, session to session. And Wolff recently admitted that if his team was to strip the W14 down to its last nut and bolt, his team would find something fundamentally wrong, which would point towards a flawed core concept. So with the team working on a brand new concept, a brand new design, and a brand new chassis, the W15 will have a daunting task ahead to prove its competitive nature amongst its rivals come 2024. When asked about this matter from Andrew Shovlin, the trackside engineering director mentioned that the team's 2024 target is very ambitious and will depend on a number of projects delivering back at the factory. When elaborating on this matter, Shovlin continued, "We are changing the car quite considerably for next year," he said. Whether or not we can solve all the issues that we've got on the handling, that will depend on a number of projects delivering. Those projects are underway. They are not complete, but we have got some good directions to try and improve that. The car will be different. We have made a lot of changes to it, but it's very early in the development of the new car to be able to say we've got it sorted. While consistent performance is one key factor, car stability while pushing hard is another equally important factor when developing the W15. Hamilton has been complaining about the W14's cockpit positioning, as the current design, according to his feeling, has created a car with a strong front end and a loose rear end. So there are lots of problems for Mercedes to work fixes on. And for the first time within the current set of technical regulations, it seems like Mercedes have clearly understood on what needs to be done to pick up the pace. It's, as Hamilton said, McLaren have proved that if you are able to upgrade the car properly, there is performance to be gained, as the Woking-based squad found about a second's worth of performance through 4 in-season upgrade packages with its MCL 60. Now, why I did add about McLaren's progress here is because the 2024 cars are going to be more or less similar to the 2023 cars, with the regulations staying stable for the upcoming season. So it means that if you were able to find performance in 2023, that learning curve does continue into the 2024 car's development. So if Mercedes were actually able to find all their problems and understand what caused those issues in the first place, that could transform into some good learnings being used for the 2024 car's development back at Brackley. And with everything for the W15 being brand spanking new according to Toto Wolff, it could be that Mercedes have really understood its problems and are moving in the right direction. What Wolff has suggested is obviously similar to a clean slate project, which means Mercedes are back to the drawing board, starting from scratch. And I believe this is the correct approach of Mercedes, because if they keep trying anything from last year's concept, or if they try to copy and paste the Red Bull concept, they are just going to fall short in terms of performance. So if they actually want to beat Red Bull and Max Verstappen in 2024 or 2025, trying something new and different is the best approach. But this is a high-risk strategy, because if Mercedes do get it all wrong, they might not be even close to winning a race for a couple of seasons in the future. Hamilton, who has been making factory visits to have regular chats with the engineers back at Brackley, was questioned on how he feels the 2024 car's development has progressed so far. The 7-time world champion started by saying that his team has set a clear target and also has the tools required to achieve that set target, and feels that this set target can be achieved if the proper development direction is chosen. I think we understand the car so much better now. We have developed great tools in the background. So naturally, I'm hopeful. But I'm not going to hold my breath. I do believe we have a North Star now, which I don't think we've had for 2 years. But still getting there is not a straight line. There were just certain things, decisions that have been made that just left you blocked at the end of a road, and you can't do anything because of the cost cap and all these different things. So what do you guys think? Will Mercedes finally be able to compete for race wins with the freshly designed W15? Or will they have to go through yet another disappointing season? Very much into your thoughts and perspectives in the comments section down below. And on your way down, don't forget to subscribe to the channel to get notified of our future uploads to keep yourselves up to date about the 2023 Formula One season.